Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. Today we're going to be looking at the Orient Express. This is LEGO Idea Set 052, set number 21344. Over 2,500 pieces in this big set. So we're big train fans. We don't have a lot of trains, but we're really excited for this set. This may be the most epic looking train since, I would say, the release of the Emerald Knight. So it's similar in that it has black accent features, but it's a primarily navy blue train. It looks beautiful and it comes with a lot of really cool looking minifigures. So in this video, we're going to be taking a detailed look at this set, give our thoughts, and talk a bit about the build and what it reminds us of. So right away, we can see on the back, they're going to have a lot of details, whether it's the main combustion chamber and where they kind of control the train, or the passenger carts. There looks to be a lot of interesting detailed pieces, a lot of cool elements. These minifigures enjoying a drink. I actually think these are referencing some older LEGO minifigures, so we'll talk about that some more. And just looking at the back of this train, featuring a lot of gold accents, and I believe a lot of these are printed pieces. One thing we liked is the reference to the cities that were part of the original Orient Express route. So going from Paris to Istanbul, very cool, really exciting stuff. So we can't wait to get into it.
Pens used for the whistles and the bucket used for the funnel are just a few of my favorites. The model is also larger than a traditional LEGO train, which means extra space inside to have details and of course play.
Here we're looking at the two sticker sheets that are included in the set. And normally we're not a fan of stickers, but looking at these, they're simply beautiful. And they have a lot of detail and a lot of beautiful color to them. And they're obviously inspired by the original design elements that we would see in the Orient Express. So what I really like is that they've actually made like floral elements here, but they've made them out of Lego pieces. So the little palm tree branches and the little flower pieces. So that's very cool. It's very kind of realistic in its own Lego world. And of course this sheet has the shiny elements that are intended to be the mirror pieces and the decorative glass piece. So in real life, I imagine this would have featured kind of bird designs all over, but you can see they've actually used the little Lego bird instead. So very cool, shiny elements. I think the first couple batches of this set actually had a misprint on the sticker sheet where it was flat colors instead of this shiny material. So we're fortunate enough that our copy of the set included the correct shiny sticker sheets. So like I said, we're not big fans of stickers, but these ones look great and no complaints on our part. And here's the first couple bags finished. So this builds the base for the train track, and at this stage of the and we're starting to see and get a grasp of how big this set is going to be. Like, this is probably 3.5 feet already, if not 4. Yeah, the build is a little repetitive, but as expected with a track, but huge in size, and there's probably at least 100 parts here just to build this. So definitely has us excited for how the finished product is going to look.
So we've got the build of the dining room car underway here, and one of the first things that we noticed is just how nice the colors are. We have a nice burgundy and deep blue here that just looks really nice on the eyes. And the other thing we noticed too is just how big this is. It's a very long piece. I'm not sure if you can tell with my hands here, but it's a very long looking rail car. And then there's also some nice printed pieces as well. So you can see the Orient Express. There's a car number here. And then kind of the basic layout is starting to take shape here, so we can see what might be a bar and maybe some tables are my guess. All right, so here's an update on where we're at so far, and gotta say we're pretty impressed with the details on this one. As you can see, there's some nice pieces on these tables, the lamps, and then the bar, as we kind of predicted in the corner there. Nice bar stool consisting of a few little quarter pieces. And then what my favorite part is of this is probably the mirror behind the bar. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but basically it's a piece with a mirrored sticker that sits behind the whiskey decanter and some sort of a bottle of liquor there. But just looks very nice, very detailed. Once again, the colors really pop. The other thing that I noticed too that I really liked was just the details on some of these stickers. There's some elements here that you can see with the doors, for example, as well as inside of the car, some sort of artwork or patterns on the wall that you can see. So overall, very detailed build, and excited to keep going.
So one piece that we just placed and absolutely love is this shiny bird mirror, decorative mirror piece. So we do love the way that it looks with the Lego birds and little grapes or berries that are there. And of course the little bit of shine that comes off the border. So very fancy piece, perfectly ties in with the rest of the bar. And it sits on this wall that we forgot to mention is a very cool building technique. So these windows are actually standing on their side. So this uses a snot building technique where the stud is not on top. So from this end to the other end, it's basically horizontal. And that allows us to get the appropriate height, but also fit the wall properly and keep the dimensions of the train. So really cool building technique, beautiful piece in the bar there, and it's looking great. We've got the wheels on now, and amazing how they spin. Very clever technique that was used here, and it looks great. So this mechanical detail they have here, it's all black, but there is different pieces, so it adds texture to the build. And what's really cool with the wheels is there is pops of gold here, but what we really like is how they used these cleaver pieces in black. So I think those are normally in gray, but they make for great use here, and we always like when they use different parts interchangeably. So great use of that piece, and it looks great. And what's nice is we were wondering actually how this train was going to fit on a track, but now we suspect with the way these turn that you should be able to fit it on most tracks as long as your turn is not that sharp.
All right, so now we're on to the second rail car, and this one is a sleeper car. And once again, some beautiful detail, just like we saw in the dining room car. Some elements like the mirrored stickers on the bathroom there. We see some beautiful tile work in the bathroom as well. And then just some little details again, like a board game here in this smaller room. It seems to be the idea is that one smaller room and one bigger room, or maybe the idea is that it's all one big room with a kid's room or something with the games. But it really allows you to immerse yourself in the era of railcar transportation. And one little fun piece is underneath this bed, there is a little hidden compartment for some diamonds or jewels. We went ahead and made the coal tender, and pretty cool here. Obviously, it's a smaller piece than the last two rail cars we showed you guys, but there's still some cool details to note on this. Starting with the ladders on the back, on the front of it where the engineer would shovel coal into the furnace there is a little door you can see. The very top, they use some jagged pieces to kind of show the coal pile, and it opens up as well. So cool to see that. And another detail that we thought was cool was the tracking axle at the bottom. It just allows the coal tender to make corners and curves with the tight wheelbase. So just another cool piece. And we, as train nerds, we love to see the details that they put onto little things like the coal tender. So we're gonna keep going and onto the locomotive now. All right, guys, so we just completed the set, and the last piece of the set is the locomotive, and I do believe that they kept the best for last here. And any of you guys who like your trains and locomotives, I think you'll really appreciate this one. They call it the Sapphire Star, and it kind of pays homage to the Emerald Knight that you guys are all aware of. And just like that one, this one has some beautiful details that we wanted to highlight for you guys. So what we have here is a 460 unit, if you guys are familiar with white notation, and you can tell by the two separate lead axles and then the 3 drive axles. And what Lego did an amazing job here of is putting the coupling rods on the wheels in such a way that it creates a beautiful mechanism. As you can tell when I roll it back and forth, you can see those coupling rods moving nicely. And then another important piece here is they put the drive axles on a swivel, which just allows it to make a nice turn on any sort of Lego track that you guys have. So really like those details. And then looking at the rest of the locomotive, they have the nice chimney, the regulators on top, the steam whistles, just some very beautiful details to really show all those mechanical aspects that you see on a locomotive. The buffers on the front, the smoke box door, beautiful, beautiful pieces. And if I rotate it around, you can see some more detail behind as well, just where the cabin where the engineer would be, and just those beautiful markings, like the Sapphire Star and the decals on the locomotive itself. One of the most stunning pieces that I've built, so was very excited to get this one done, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful locomotive for the Orient Express train.
So we're going to take a look at the minifigures that are featured in this set. We get 7 minifigures, and a couple of them I believe are new to this set. Some use some reprinted pieces, but look great nonetheless. So starting off on the left hand side here, we have our concierge minifigure. He features a beautiful navy suit, very similar to a couple of years ago they released a Christmas set that had a very similar blue outfit, which actually may be the captain's one. But the concierge features a sweating face, and clearly he has a lot of luggage to move, so he's working hard. What's really cool is the little detail on his jacket is actually the Lego Trains logo, so it's cool that they've kept that branding on this minifigure as well. He does have some back printing that's a little tough to see, but nice little detail there. The next minifigure we have is the cameraman. So he comes with dual molded legs, so it looks like he has some boots on, a very cool brown hat, and a nice brown jacket. I love this minifigure. It really gives me kind of 1950s vibes. The mustache, he's going around taking photos and filming and capturing kind of the whole adventure on the Orient Express. Next up, we have the server lady. So here she is delivering a nice martini, it seems like. She features a nice black torso, bow tie, and it does have a little bit of back printing and a very nice hairpiece. So she's very excited about her job. Looks great. The next minifigure here is probably my favorite of the bunch. I love the green jacket and the red pants. I believe online people have said this is a reference to an earlier 90s, late 90s minifigure from the Adventure series. So whether intentional or not, the minifigure looks great. I do really like this headpiece. So it comes with this dual molded hair, nice detail. I believe this is a brand new part and it's unique to this set. And of course she does feature dual-sided face printing. So here she's a little scared. If you're fans of the Orient Express and are familiar with the books related to the train and the murder on the Orient Express, this is a perfect face to recreate some scenes. So you can see she's kind of scared and terrified. And she does come with a pen and this cool looking envelope letter thing. So great looking minifigure. Like I said, probably my favorite of the bunch. Next up is the captain. I do really like these built accessories that he has. And I believe the torso is a reissue from the Christmas set a couple years back, like I mentioned, but it looks great. So if it isn't broke, do not fix it. And he features a face that's really popular in a lot of 2023 sets. I think we saw this face in the Scary Pirate Gift with Purchase. It also came in the Arctic series, and I think there's a couple other city sets that feature this face. So obviously it's very transferable across themes and looks great here. Next up, we have, I call him Einstein. Whether he is Einstein or some old gentleman is fine, but he's got a beautiful suit, very classy gentleman. It has back printing as well. The hair looks great, slicked back. You can see it there from the side. That could be a new mold, and can't wait to take some photos of him. And last up, we have our rich madame. She's got what looks to be a very expensive purse, a very fancy hat. Of course, what madame is complete without an umbrella. And her printing is actually the same torso and dress from last year's modular, the pizza shop in the jazz club. So maybe the lady in that set inherited the dress from this celebrity, because this set is probably themed in the mid 1900s. But great figure to feature, and very fitting because one of the carts is one of those luxury bedrooms, so probably belonging to her. So my apologies, we've spent a lot of time building this set, and we completely forgot we actually get 8 minifigures. And perhaps the most important one, the engineer who helps run the train, was left out. So this minifigure, what I love is it's a very classic looking minifigure, and a lot of Lego sets throughout the years that featured engineers all had a very similar look to them, the blue pants and overalls. So I do like that they added this in. And of course he comes with a shovel and another navy blue hat. So it's not 7, it's 8 minifigures, which makes the set that much better. It's a good amount of minifigures for the part count and the set of this size. And there's our cast of 8.
All right, everybody, so here we have it, the completed Orient Express build. And my goodness, I gotta say, that must have been one of the funnest builds we've done. Truly incredible piece, lots of details, and one of the things that I wanted to highlight that is hard to comprehend unless you're sitting here looking at it is just how massive this is. It's just shy of 4 feet long, the track there and the train, and that size really gives you some good amount of detail in there, a lot of space to work with. And you know, looking at the 2,500 piece count that we saw in the box, we knew it was going to be a pretty intricate and big build, but I don't think any of us realized just how massive and intricate this was going to be. So truly impressed by that. Lego has done an amazing job doing the right proportions that you see on the locomotive and the rail cars. It really does look like a beautiful piece. I mean, from a distance, it may as well not even be Lego. It may as well just be a model train with how detailed it is. So, like everything about that, the minifigures we talked about earlier, it comes with 8 of them, and each of them are very cool in their own way. Lots of details on the accessories and their clothing, and the added bonus of that little cart with the suitcase is cool too. So, love the minifigures. Love the train itself. It's a build that sitting here now beside it after we have completed it, I know that as we were building it, we were looking at a lot of the details kind of from the above view while you're building pieces with your fingers. But now sitting beside it and looking through the glass in the rail cars, I can still see a lot of the details through there, like the lamps and the bedding, for example, or in the dining room car we see the table and all the little intricate pieces on top of it. So I think it's a really cool piece for any sort of shelf or display piece you have, where anybody who sees it will admire a lot of the details that can be seen. Even though the rail cars themselves are enclosed, you can still see so much through it. So I love that about this, and I'm very excited to put this on top of my display case as well. So in conclusion, we would say that we highly recommend this set to anybody who is considering it. It truly is a set that I don't think you'd regret getting, and I think that anybody who builds this set would be thoroughly entertained and would enjoy it. So we highly recommend it. One of my favorite sets, to be honest. And as always, thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys stay tuned for the next video, and we'll see you soon.